Hello everybody, welcome. I'm No02 and thank you for watching this video. This is a no hope solo deck for Act 1. I've made one before, right? But that was way back when. The video is kind of garbagey because I didn't realize that when I made the video it uploaded using my webcam microphone instead of my other microphone, and back then I was lazy. I just put it through, pushed the content through. But also, this is updated. This is more up-to-date for No Hope Solo Act 1. All the other decks for Act 2, 3, and 4 got sort of updated versions because of the most recent patches. But this is the most up-to-date version of No Hope Solo Act 1. What I mean by that is that this deck is specifically intended for playing with bots. For bots, specifically No Hope mode. We have all the standard stuff. If you don't know, the Share the Wealth, as far as I can tell from my testing, does not trigger properly with the bots. It doesn't trigger properly, so Hazard Pay is better. Why Hazard Pay over Money Grubbers? I've talked about it a million times, blah, 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 blah. Hazard Pay, more consistent, more reliable over time. Money Grubbers is guaranteed not to trigger enough times to be better than Hazard Pay unless you get Cost of Avarice, and if you get Cost of Avarice, the bots give us their money now. It's multiplied by 4 anyways, and then like it's overkill. It's Money Grubbers is either you get nothing or you get a huge chunk of cash for that one particular mission. The way the math works out is that you need a Cost of Avarice mission. You need a Cost of Avarice mission every 3 missions. Otherwise, Money Grubbers will eventually fall behind Hazard Pay. Because every 3 missions, Hazard Pay is guaranteed to generate more income for us than one Cost of Avarice mission with Money Grubbers. So Hazard Pay, awesome. Offensive Scavenger, Act 1 I think is one of the best acts for the Offensive Scavenger card, because if you're struggling with the holdout missions on the Barroom Blitz, the Diner mission, if you're struggling with Abandoned, Offensive Scavenger is great. Offensive Scavenger pops off on those missions. There's a bunch of cards outside of the bar, so you get extra grenades, extra throwables. You can slowly gather them up over time. Set yourself up wherever you like to hold out. Same thing for the Diner. Tons of throwables for whatever reason seem to spawn on that map when you have Offensive Scavenger. And then secondly, on Abandoned, which can be a real trudge, a very long map, can be very, very tiring on your grenade economy trying to go through that long map. You have the gas station initially that you guys has multiple spawns for throwables, so Offensive Scavenger tends to do good there. And then you have to do the Infested House, where again, lots of opportunity for throwable spawns. And then there's the second house at the end of the alleyway. And so hopefully, Offensive Scavenger on that particular mission on Abandoned, and some others as well, can really come in clutch as far as helping us maintain having enough throwables to get through that particularly long mission and do the hold off missions where, so long as you have something to throw, you can't lose for the most part. And of course we have Pinata, because Pinata is literally the best card in the game right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets nerfed in the future, but so much stuff. Double Grenade Pouch, the other best card in the game, Double Grenade Pouch. Bomb Squad and improvised explosives. Just enough grenade damage that so long as we can upgrade our grenades from green to blue to purple, sort of on occasion as we're going through the campaign, getting grenade upgrades is the most important thing for us, because it'll allow us the options of at least stumbling hardened tall boys at some point, as well as potentially grenade dumping bosses when we're scared for our life. And having Bomb Squad and Improvised Explosives just gives us that multiplicative damage multiplier stuff that this game has when we upgrade our grenades. So just sort of the bare bones minimum here, right? We're not throwing nuclear grenades. You're not playing. You shouldn't be throwing these grenades at the start of a boss fight. But if you got upgraded grenades and plus these 2 cards and then a bot goes down, you do have the potential, the option really, to throw grenades and burst down a breaker if you need to, things like that. So having these 2 cards to sort of like gives us the foundation of grenade damage, that if we get the grenade upgrades or if a bot goes down, you do sort of end up just barely reaching into a realm where you can stumble a hardened tall boy or even potentially blow up a hardened tall boy if you have purple grenades, or as well as Chunka Breaker for a lot of health and things like that. Fire in the Hole. Unbelievably good card. Fire in the Hole makes Barroom Blitz unbelievably easy because you're guaranteed, I think, 6 Molotov spawns at Barroom Blitz, plus all the extra stuff that Offensive Scavenger spawns. I've showed it off before. I got videos of me doing it where you literally just sit next to the bar room with all your throwables in front of you, and you just throw a Molotov, and as soon as it's done burning, you throw another Molotov, and you have so much health. Unbelievable amounts of health. You literally can't be killed. A tall boy shows up, you swap to your grenades, you throw the grenade, you go back to the Molotov, and then all the bots are, running mad around you. But Fire in the Hole makes Barroom Blitz an incredibly easy mission. It sort of transfers over to the diner, where again, you'll have a lot of access to throwables. Just so much health generated over time, right? We have 4 grenades to begin with. That's an extra 80 points of health in any given mission. We don't need extra support slots. Fire in the Hole does that for us. And if we're running for our life, things have fallen apart, the bots are dead, and we're desperately trying to beat the mission, Fire in the Hole is, for the most part, the next best reliable sprint speed card that we have access to. You can throw a grenade and blow something up, or just throw a grenade and run faster if things are chasing you. Things like that. So, whole lot of utility in Fire in the Hole as well. And also makes, I don't know where I was going with that last sentence, but also makes some of the missions incredibly easy on Act 1 in particular. We have our sprint speed, run like hell, and dash. We're staying away from the other, Mad Dash? The stamina efficiency is too painful. It's too painful. It takes too many cards to help compensate for it. And with the loss of mandatory PT with the bots all used to have mandatory PT, they no longer do. The loss of that extra stamina makes Mad Dash sort of a liability early on. We have access to the basic cards that gives us extra stamina over time. So in the late game, when we have a particularly large stamina bar, if we got lucky with lots of extra basic cards, the Mad Dash becomes fine. Like Mad Dash that makes the game unbelievably easy to sort of sprint through. But until you get to that point, Mad Dash actually, I think, hurts you. It doesn't really result in us having the ability to sort of speed clutch missions if we need to. Hopefully you're not having to do that every single mission. You shouldn't have to. So I just cut it out just for, honestly, because the sprint stamina efficiency is too painful. And then dash for the sprint speed, and then superior cardio. The reason why we're picking superior cardio over cross trainers, still love cross trainers. As far as the 2 stamina cards go, or as far as the 2 best stamina cards in the game are, cross trainers and superior cardio are those 2 best cards. With the nerf to movement speed and it being split between movement and sprint speed, that was a huge hit to cross trainers. I guess at one point in time, cross trainers was bugged and it was giving too much stamina regen. That's been fixed. Even if that's the case, I still really like cross trainers, but the loss of the sprint speed thing is really quite painful. And with the loss of the mandatory PT with the bot cards, sprint efficiency, in theory, is like an extension of our stamina bar. Because our stamina bar, in theory, lasts 20% longer now. So if you are sprinting, you're holding down that sprint key, your stamina bar will last for 20% longer, whatever that is. And so in theory, it's sort of like having more stamina. So as far as getting extra bonus stamina, superior cardio I think is the way to go. Plus you get the extra 5 points of health, really, really nice. And also, when it comes to getting sprint efficiency over the course of a run, way less consistent, because we have to find a card box and purchase a card that happens to have sprint efficiency in it. And as far as those cards go, the only one that doesn't have negative side effects is superior cardio. But if we want to get extra stamina over the course of a mission, there's basic cards, there's the team upgrade at the shop, the $1,000 bonus team upgrade, and there's also a bunch of cards that give you extra points of stamina. So when it comes to having to choose between stamina or sprint efficiency, I think sprint efficiency is way, way better because getting stamina over the course of a run is way more consistent, way more easily. And every extra bit of stamina that we get is increased by 20% in theory because of the sprint efficiency. So way more sort of stamina, way more consistency over the course of a run. Fresh Bandage. I have become a huge fan of Fresh Bandage. The amount of pressure on your economy and on your health that Fresh Bandage alleviates is tremendous. I've always talked about this. If you're a good player, then support cards, healing cards, having a good support on your team, that becomes less valuable because the better the player you are, the less damage that you take. But in general, you'll still take some damage here or there. Some mistakes happen, right? We're all human and what have you. And I found that because we're not really getting support upgrades, purchasing a support upgrade so that you can then purchase a med kit to then heal trauma is like the most uneconomic thing you can ever do, right? Even at purple medkits heal for what, 15 trauma? Right? 5, 10. Yeah, 15 trauma. A med cabinet, which costs 100 more, heals 30 trauma. You can do the math. It's not efficient. Plus, even getting to that point, having 1,500 copper spent just to, the math doesn't work out. So it kills me. It kills me when I see support players purchasing medkits and then healing teammates who are at full health. Like, they're not full health. They're like at 40 health, right? They're all traumatized out. And they buy like 3 medkits and heal them with the medkits. And it's like, that was not economically viable. You have not done very much as far as the trauma is concerned. And that player is hurt like that for a reason. And they're going to die again. So, it's just not worth it. So, Fresh Bandage, no cost to us, full heal at the beginning of every mission, and 15 trauma recovered. The value of a purple medkit given to you at the start of every single mission for free. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love Fresh Bandage. I've become a huge fan of it. It's great. Trust me on it. Try it out. You'll be amazed at how healthy you potentially are. And you can almost go through runs without ever needing a medicine cabinet. And if you do, maybe you only need to use it once instead of twice and things like that. Because every 2 missions, we're getting a free medicine cabinet worth of trauma restored. It's great. I love it, love it, love it. And so essentially from my previous version of this deck, because this is almost exactly the same up to this point, we've replaced Support Scavenger with Fresh Bandage. With Fresh Bandage. We have less health over the course of a mission, but in between the missions, at the start of a mission, we're making up for it with the trauma recovery and things like that, because unless we have Fresh Bandage or some other card that helps us recover trauma, we just don't have that. We just don't have anything to recover trauma unless we use a medicine cabinet, hence the Fresh Bandage. And plus now, all of the bots run amped up. So if you need extra health during a mission, you're desperate for health, if you can find a good place to hold off against a horde, just trigger a horde, and you'll heal for 60 points of health, and it's just free. And if you have a solid place to hold out, it won't even be an issue. And now, because it's Act 1, we need the use speed. I love Cold Brew Coffee, great card in the game, one of the best cards in the game, I think, one of the best utility cards. Super flexible, you can put it in literally every deck, and you'll get value out of everything. It's all of the best, secondary stats in the game that the game has to offer. But we want it for the use speed, multi-tool, and Headband Magnifier. Don't be scared of Headband Magnifier. Don't be scared of it. In fact, in some previous patches, they nerfed this blinding effect. The card reads exactly the same, but they nerfed the blinding effect. It's way less disorienting than it was originally. It fades away way, way faster. And I think, if I recall, it doesn't stack. Before, it was just like if you got unlucky and got hit once or twice or 3 times and you got multiple stacks of it, it just intensified and got worse and lasted longer. It doesn't do that as far as I recall now. Maybe it does. Don't trust me on that. But trust me on Headband Magnifier. It's necessary for us to get that field cannon loaded up and going. But this is it. This is the Act 1 deck, sort of revised. For the most part, it's the same, but re-explained, re-evaluated. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the future.